I don't feel like I'm losing a sister. I don't feel like I'm gaining a brother either. I don't feel anything.
It's Sunday morning on CBS. And here again is Jane Pauley.
Kieran Culkin took home both Emmy and Golden Globe Awards for playing the crass and colorful Roman Roy in the hit series Succession. Mo Rocca has our Sunday profile.
You remember, was it Helen and Mary that used to sit here? Yes. Yeah. How's Glenn?
He's fine.
Is he home?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always fun running into old friends.
You want to come up and see what the shape of the building is? Do you want to?
Yeah, you want to come up? Sure. What a treat.
This was not planned.
This was not planned, no.
Especially when you haven't seen them in years. Which floor did you all live on?
We lived on the 3rd. This is where I was brought home from the hospital. Hi, Glenn. Good seeing you, dude.
Same here.
Hi.
Is that too funny?
Oh, this is so wild.
Weird.
I love it's still leany.
Oh, of course it's lean.
I remember my mom baking a cake and it would come out slanted because the whole apartment was on a slant. Yeah,
Your apartment was too.
it was on a slant. We used to put cars on one end of the kitchen and let go and see them roll.
For 42-year-old Kieran Culkin, a visit with his former downstairs neighbors is a treat.
Culkin, C, apartment 3B. I mean, they added this new fancy buzzer, but they didn't bother to get rid of this one.
He spent the first 8 years of his life in this building in Manhattan's Yorkville neighborhood.
We lived in a tight space where it was just 7 of us running around. It was like a sort of little wolf pack mentality.
His father, Kit, himself a former actor, and mother, Patricia, a telephone operator, raised their 7 kids in a 4-room apartment. Kieran came fourth in the birth order.
Whenever the door would open to let the kids in, I used to stand aside and make sure, and I used to count to make sure all 6 of them got in before I got in. That's how I remember growing up, too, was I couldn't fall asleep until they all fell asleep. Like, I only existed because they did around me.
How did the family get into acting?
Neighbors of ours were running like an off-Broadway theater on the Upper East Side, and they knew that there was this family that had a bunch of kids, and whenever they needed a kid, they were like, we might need a kid for this show. And my parents were more or less like, okay, yeah, what gender, what age? We got a whole bunch.
Soon enough, Macaulay, 2 years older than Kieran, became world famous as the star of Home Alone.
Going on vacation? Where you going? You hear me or what?
Kieran had a small role in the movie, and a year later played Steve Martin's son in Father of the Bride.
Ciao, Papa.
Hey.
Annie brought me this candy bar all the way from home.
Kieran was cute and charismatic, but making it as a grown-up actor meant, well, learning how to act.
I'm preparing to leave.
Where do you want to go?
Far away. I was thinking about joining the Peace Corps.
When I was 18, I did a movie, Bigby Goes Down, and the director really wanted me to break kid acting habits because he really didn't like kid actors. And he was like, you still have a few bad habits.
Culkin had to unlearn the tricks that had served him so well as a kid.
He was like, you're doing something with your eyes. He would say,
Tricks, crutches.
Soulful eyes, or sometimes he would say, that was Nickelodeon or something like that. He was like, you're doing kid stuff.
And when that didn't work,
he bought me a 6-pack of beer, and he goes, I want you to take this beer and do the scene in front of the mirror. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. I was like, I'm going to be too self-conscious. That's what the beer's for.
Culkin got praise for Igby, but he wasn't sure he wanted to keep acting. Were you also worried about becoming famous?
Definitely. I feel like any rational person got to experience fame secondhand, they would not pursue it. It's not a nice thing.
And when you say secondhand, you mean because of your brother?
My brother, Mac, yeah.
That was such a big star.
He was a huge international movie star, at a young age. And I saw that and went, oh, I got it. That's awful. Let's never do that.
He worked on stage and only sporadically on film for years, before landing the part he's best known for. Roman Roy.
Guess who just didn't kill anyone, but maybe only lost a couple of thumbs?
I don't know.
This guy.
The filterless, fast-talking middle child scheming to inherit a media empire.
How you doing?
In Succession.
I land the deal, I kill Kendall, I'm crowned the king. Just like in Hamlet. If that happens in Hamlet, I don't care.
Even as a member of the fictional Roy family, though, Culkin's real family played a role. Back in 2008, his older sister, Dakota Culkin, was struck and killed by an automobile.
After a couple seasons on Succession, I realized there was some stuff that Roman did that I was like, oh, that's my sister. That was her sense of humor. She could find exactly what the right thing to make fun of you was that would get to you, but be really funny and make the room laugh. That was her.
16 years later, the loss of his sister is still devastating.
I only knew who I was because of who my siblings are. So to lose one was losing a big piece of myself, but losing one of my favorite people in the world. It doesn't get better. It doesn't get easier. It's just you get used to it, I guess.
We stay moving, we stay light, we stay agile.
Culkin's newest project is also about family. In the movie A Real Pain, he and Jesse Eisenberg, who wrote and directed, play cousins on a trip to Poland to see where their late beloved grandmother was raised and the concentration camp she survived.
You don't feel weird being in a first-class car?
No, we paid for it. It's not hurting anybody. No.
Dude, we are Jews on a train in Poland. Think about it.
Culkin's character Benji is a charming but rudderless man-child, a contrast to Eisenberg's straight-laced family man.
Why do you think you connected with the role?
I don't really know what it was with me, but I instantly knew who this guy was. I understood their dynamic, and I really wanted to play.
You've said, I'm one quick little misstep away from being that person.
Yeah, I feel that's good.
What did you mean?
Good. I said that, good. I feel like I easily could have gone down that path. There was something in that I recognized as myself, but I'm not that guy at all. But I think I'm worried that I easily could have become that guy.
Had you not become married and or
married kids or figured out how to, get my together.
Indeed, Culkin is not that guy. He's been married to his wife Jazz for 11 years. The couple has 2 children.
What do you like about being a dad?
Oh man, everything. Everything except dinner time. Dinner time's a terror. I've seen some kids sit and eat dinner. It's great. My kids sit and eat breakfast. They'll eat lunch, but dinner is just throwing things around the house, and it's very stressful.
Kieran Culkin may be at the top of his game, but he says he's still figuring it out.
So there's different versions of success. I think for many years, success for me was like working on projects I really like, nobody really sees, fly under the radar, but keep getting to do what I do. And now I'm like, well, now I got to figure out how to do the jobs I want, but also make money. And it's really hard to find the way to do that.
One word,
What?
Marvel.